Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Alexander Gustafsson joined Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour Monday, and he said that he believes Jon Jones is the real champion and he would like to get a rematch in if Jon Jones does come back to the UFC after his suspension. And this made me think of multiple things, because for one, he's saying Jon Jones is the real champion. He said, yeah, DC's still a champion, but I mean, come on. After everything Jon Jones has done, after Jon Jones has beat DC, after all the people Jon Jones has beat, that's the real champion. And my thoughts are, there's multiple reasons Alexander Gustafsson might say this, but there was a red flag to me. I was just like, yo, think about if it was a clean Jon Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson, because Alexander Gustafsson, in my opinion, was the closest person to beating Jon Jones outside of, like Jon Jones almost being caught in a submission. I'm talking about as far as 5 rounds go. I didn't know whenever Alexander Gustafsson fought Jon Jones, I honestly thought Alexander Gustafsson's hand might get raised, and we seen after the fight the famous hospital photo Alexander Gustafsson and Jon Jones took together. I mean, Jon Jones took a beating in that fight. So imagine a clean Jon Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson. With Alexander Gustafsson, in my mind, would have won that fight, but Alexander Gustafsson himself is like, nah, Jon Jones is the real champion. So that originally made me cast a side eye, but I'm not the one to ever accuse somebody of PEDs if they've never tested dirty, so it is what it is. But with that being said, Daniel Cormier himself has said that he doesn't feel like the real champion yet. Not until he probably gets in there and defends his belt, he doesn't feel like the real champion. And a lot of fans do say, hey, you were given the belt from Jon Jones. Even though it was Jon Jones's fuck up, people are like, DC's not the real champion and stuff like that. Daniel Cormier himself has said it, so maybe Alexander Gustafsson is just somebody that's, has that like mindset. But I was just curious, I was just interested to see this, because I'm curious Alexander Gustafsson's thoughts on PEDs, because clearly he's not too against them, or that's just what I'm getting the impression of. I don't think he's too far against PEDs to label Jon Jones as, the real champion still, because it's like, think about if that guy wasn't cheating when he fought you. You almost beat him already, so if he wasn't cheating, you would have won, right? And so I don't know what it is, man. That's just my thoughts on this. I got a whole lot of news to cover, but Alexander Gustafsson, the mauler, who's looking to maybe wait for the winner of Daniel Cormier versus Volkan Ozdemir for the next title shot. Alexander Gustafsson is one of the top ranked light heavyweights in the world today, and he could have got the title shot. It was out of him or Volkan Ozdemir. So maybe we'll see him challenge Daniel Cormier again for the title. And hey, who knows? He did say he'd like a rematch with Jon Jones. Maybe once Jon Jones gets his shit together, because another thing Alexander Gustafsson said in this interview is he feels sorry for Jon Jones, and that's another thing. It's like, well, his reasoning for feeling sorry for Jon Jones, he did give. He said, because he keeps messing up, like he's got to have a problem, right? It's kind of like got to be mental. If he knows he fucked up, he knows he's got to be straight and get his life together, and he fucks up again, he just feels sorry for the guy. He's clearly got a problem to keep fucking up. And so that's another thing that you can kind of raise your eyebrow at. Like, you feel sorry for this guy who clearly doesn't, some people would say feel sorry for himself. He keeps cheating, or whether he's not cheating, he's doing something, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if you are 100%, let's say who's somebody that's 100% against steroids, do you think Mark Hunt feels sorry for Jon Jones? You know what I'm saying? That's just my thoughts. Like, I was just interested to see Alexander Gustafsson, and feels like Jon Jones is the real champion, aside from the steroids, aside from all of the mishaps of Jon Jones. And hey, it is what it is, man. I've said enough on this video, got a lot more to get to, so let the full-time Philly know what the fuck you tell me in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da! It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G!